Introduced, I already forgot.
Me.
Thank you, Cheryl. Cheryl's going to introduce our first piece for us.
Alrighty, we're gonna play Puff the Magic Dragon. And it's a song written by Leonard Lipton, whoever he is, and Peter Yarrow, who we know because he's the Peter in Peter, Paul, and Mary, who made this very popular in 1963. I was only a kid then. The lyrics for this song were based on a 1959 poem by Leonard Lipton, whoever he was. He went to Cornell, we know that much, and it was inspired by an Ogden Nash poem titled Custard the Dragon, about a really old Trulio little pet dragon. And Lipton passed this poem on to his friend and fellow Cornell student, Peter Yarrow, who created music and more lyrics to make the poem into the song. And in 1961, Peter Yarrow joined Paul Stuckey and Mary Travers to form Peter, Paul, and Mary, and they put this song into their repertoire. In 1962, the recording of Puff reached #2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. And the song tells the story of an ageless dragon, Puff, and his playmate, Jackie Paper, a little boy who grows up and loses interest in the imaginary adventures of childhood and leaves Puff alone and depressed. The story of the song takes place by the sea in the fictional land of Annalee, although there's some variations. Anyways, they made it into a television special in 1978. Missed that one.
Oh,
Was good? Followed by 2 sequels, missed those 2. And in all 3 films, Burgess Meredith voiced Puff, and I don't know if you recognize the name Burgess Meredith, but he also did Winnie the Pooh. Anyways, they say in 2007, to bring it up to modern day terms, they made a book which gave the story a happier ending, with a young girl, presumed by reviewers to be Jackie Paper's daughter, seeking out Puff to become her new companion. And that gives it a happy ending.
Okay, so our first piece is Puff the Magic Dragon.
the composer definitely lives her life with great joy. Dr. Susan Yeski is currently the music director at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Crystal Lake, Illinois. Her choirs include bringers of all ages and levels of experience. Susan is an energetic and inspiring conductor with a reputation for combining hard work and fun. She actively composes and arranges handbell music and has more than 70 publications to her credit. When she isn't doing music, she enjoys canoeing, hiking, gardening, jigsaw puzzles, spending time with her family and friends and her puppy dog with great joy.
One is called a reel jig, and it is an Irish reel or jig. And this is a combination of two songs. One is the jig, and the other is called Gary Owen and the Irish Washerwoman. Gary Owen is a regimental song that came informally into the Army between 1861 and 1866 as a quick step. The Irish Washerwoman is a traditional Irish jig whose melody is familiar to many people, all of us probably, in the British Isles and in the U.S. and North America. It is one of the melodies that is played when the Scottish do their Highland Fling and other Scottish dances. And it's usually played by instruments, and I have not ever heard it sung before. The song is also arranged by the Boston Pops Orchestra, Leroy Anderson, in 1947, but this arrangement is by Fred A. Merritt, and we will play you a real jig, a combination of a two-step and an Irish reel.
All right. Okay, counting to 6.
5.
Joseph Francis Lamb is rightfully regarded as one of the big three composers of classic ragtime music. It's Joseph along with Scott Joplin and James Scott. However, unlike Joplin and Scott, Lamb outlived the era of classical ragtime and briefly took part in the ragtime revival in North America in the 1950s. Lamb's compositions are highly regarded for their melodic harmonies and sophistication. We will now play Champagne Rag. Oh, that's not right.
Lean On is traditional Welsh folk song whose melody has been set to numerous sets of lyrics. The best-known version was written in English by John Oxenford in the 19th century. The first published version of the tune was in 1802 in the Bardic Museum. The book was written by Edward Jones, a harpist. About 4 years later, a version with words appeared under the name of Lean On. It tells of a sailor's love for Gwen of Lynn. At the end of the song, Gwen unfortunately passes away, and in one version of the piece, the writer talks about him mourning and that she is lying beneath the shades of a lonely ash tree.
The first known version of the Ash Grove was published in 1862. The tune of the Ash Grove is used for the hymn, Let All Things Now Living, in 1939 by composer Catherine K. Davis. Another hymn was set to the tune of the Ash Grove is Sent Forth by God's Blessings. The Ash Grove featured in the 1980 BBC miniseries Pride and Prejudice. It was also featured in a black and white 2001 video game. Is that the end of it?
Yep. So now we're going to play for you the Ash Grove.
Remember what a pogo stick is? It's a pole and it has a spring on the bottom with two places where you put your feet and two places to hold on with your hands, and you get on it and jump. Okay? Now, at first it seems completely disconnected from that. In 1929 was when the term boogie woogie was first used. And of course it refers to a type of music. A boogie is a song with a very strong rhythm and usually related to rock or the blues. So we put them together. Imagine you're riding your boogie a pogo stick, and we will play the pogo stick boogie.
Easier to say than
I don't think anybody can. The next song we're going to sing for you is Echoes. Echo. Oh, how about play? Play for it. Echoes, echoes, and more echoes. It's the music arranged by Bill Ingram, who is a music minister for a Baptist church of Baytown, Texas. He's a freelance composer and arranger and serves as a handbell editor for Ring Out Press and Composers Music. Mr. Ingram is married, having 2 children, 4 grandchildren. There are many songs regarding echoes, and now we will play one for you. Okay.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away. To a home on God's celestial shore, I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have gone, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars have flown, I'll fly away.
Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. This song was thought up by Albert E. Brumley while he was working in his father's cotton field in 1929 in Oklahoma. It was published in 1931, and it is the most recorded gospel song ever.
All right.
Thank
The expression was inspired by the swanky Ritz Hotel. Though we're not in sprinkled gowns, you won't have to spend your last 2 bits putting on this dress.